What up? 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 What's good, people? What is up? What is up? They went from the fourth level of hell and sent us down to the seventh level of hell. Why? Because then you got Kwanzaa pulling out her titties. The whore pulled out her titties. And these whore bags over here started feeling and fondling on her tits. What?
I don't have it to do with you. Girl, you can go over there, rant and rave. Girl, you can shake all your rainbow bright hair all you want, dear one. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I don't have nothing to do with you, and I'm done. Baby, you can scream my name from the rooftops from now till Jesus come back. I'm done after this.
Introduced to Tick's Meat. Do you see what I see? Did y'all really hello, casting, wardrobe, y'all let him roll up out of wardrobe with these pants on, giving us all of this, thinking we were not going to see it? We have been waiting with bated breath and anticipating all season long for the slightest glimpse, and y'all just put it out there this episode in all of its magnificent glory.
Listen, that young man said, baby, you ate on this first date, you giving up the cooch on the first date, okay? Well, you gonna run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's our new theme song. That is the new song. Listen, somebody need to put a beat to that. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. This what y'all got going on.
Called out Sandcastle. Sand, bitch. Ow. Oh my God, it was so funny, girl. Ooh, baby, listen, let me tell you something. This shit started to turn into the precursor for some gay porn. That's what I thought it was. Because Big T is getting all, the voice starting to go deeper and get a little more wet and moist and sentimental and all this shit. And it was real gay at this point. Like, I thought the bitches was going to stop. I thought Lil Bird was going to turn Big T around and do him like he did Uncle Cliff and do the grease it up with City Lou and ran right in there. It's not a coincidence that Big T started off the conversation. I tried to find out if Lil Bird was fucking Mercedes, which he found out he's not. It's also not a coincidence that he would start talking about prison. Why? Because the bitches was probably fucking in prison. Girl. Uncle Clifford, you better go get your man. Big T got plans for that. What he had on looked like something Big Bird vomited up or something like that. Like, I did not like it. That Big Bird couture he was going for, it did not work. Like the pastor of a gay mega church on Easter Sunday. Okay, it was way too much sequins. He had on way too much makeup. Baby, his face looked like Iyanla Vanzant's neckline. Okay, just way too much makeup, clumped in everywhere on his face. Get it together, sweetheart. Like, you're a big girl, so that gives you a whole lot of canvas. So that was a whole lot of makeup, honey. And Rico looked like he was auditioning to be one of the three kings, or he was auditioning to be the main character on Jesus Christ Superstar. Girl, Wayne, did you have on a blue thong or a blue G-string or something? If you did, I want to see it. Hit me up in my DMs. I do want to see if you have a blue thong or a blue, jock strap or something like that. I'd love to see it too. Anyway, but I liked it with the turtleneck. Now, Troy.
Hey people, hey. What up? What is good, people? What is up? It is I. I is it. It is I. I is it. Welcome to Run Your Mouth. I am L Teddy 27. Grade up today for Run Your Mouth. Yes. I am here to give you all of the latest and greatest news, politics, information that you need. What's been going on while you have been away at work, participating in your usual avocation and stuff. Yeah, we're here. Anyway, let's make it do what it do. I do not have a lot of time today. I gotta get out of here on time. I have to leave by 6:40 p.m. Eastern because I gotta be somewhere. I gotta leave and be somewhere by 7 o'clock today. I have to be there at 7 o'clock, so I gotta get out of here. Even if I gotta cut everything short, I gotta get out of here. So we're gonna get in, get out, make it do what it do. And all of that good stuff. Let me say hey to y'all, and then we're gonna go ahead and get started. We got too much to do today, and I got too much to accomplish. I got an hour and about 36 minutes to get it done, so we got to make it do what it do. Let's start with Tracy W. You are first. Good to see you, my love. Universal Goddess, how are you, boo? Ravine, hey, boo. Tamara, what is up? Karen D, how the hell are you? Hey, Complex, excuse me, 613. Hey, Cajun. Lovely 31 blueprint. I like the new avatar. I like it. I like it. I like it. Hey, Karen. Hey, El Sid. Chef Don coming to us all the way from. Hey, you vote tomorrow, early voting? Awesome. We're going back. We're gonna go back to Texas today, so I might have some information that can help you. You probably already have your information gathered, so but for others that still need to go vote tomorrow in the Texas primary, we got some more information to help you out today. Excuse me. Hey, Miss Baythang, have you recuperated from the birthday? Huh? Huh? Or are you still hungover? Jeannie, hey friend. Jeannie, we go Jeannie, we gonna have to hang out again on the next one. Well, no, Jeannie, you are coming in August, right? Jeannie, let me confirm. You are coming in August, are you not? I just need to know. Because if you don't come in August, Jeannie, it's me and you. Me and you. Me and Tracy and the other parts of the committee were putting things together, trying to finalize some things. My goal is by next week to unsheath all of the information for you guys by next week. That is the goal. Next week to have everything finalized, planned out, information for you to get, calls for you to make, and all of that good stuff. All right. So yeah. Yeah. Um Crazy homebody girl, what is up, my love? Hey, Tracy. My mom take a shot that Jesse is not that you hope Jesse is with. Say, I'm not doing this with y'all. Mm. Hey, Demetria, what's going on? You know we weren't gonna start without you, Demetria. I'm just telling you, we weren't gonna start without you. Hey, Ajoba. Um, Florida's primaries aren't till August. We have all the way until August for the primaries in Florida. I'm just telling you that now. So I already know. Our primaries in Florida are not until August. So you got some time to wait. But hey, Ajoba. Yes, Jeannie, we've been talking about this August 7th through 10th, the New York City trip. Hello. Hello. Hello, Jeannie. Where have you been? God. Hey, precious Jewel. Okay. Miss Baythang, you better be coming too in August. Miss Baythang, you better be coming too. Hey, Felicia Boo. I'll be expecting to see you too. We'll talk. We'll get there, Tracy. We will get there. We will get there. Uh uh um. Hey, Auntie Kimmy. What's going on? I already know. If Auntie Kimmy comes in August, we're gonna have a good time. Are you bringing seasonings in your purse again, ma'am? Ma'am, I'm just asking. Hey, Janae. Janae already know her and Terrence do not even have a choice. Um, it's her fault. Terrence, I was just saying, you don't even have a choice. You already know. When August comes, let you and Tracy not be there. See if I'll have some good anthrax or white phosphorus waiting for y'all. Mm-hmm. 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 I'm just saying. But hey, Mara, hey, Miss Shorty B. Me, my mom, and her bestie met Jason Jackson. He's right. They were there. We'll get to Jesse in a minute. We'll get to Jesse. Montrez, you better come in August too. We will be looking for you, Montrez, in August. Okay. Um, but yes, mark your calendars. The pupils field trip, August 7th through 10th. Again, the pupils field trip will be August 7th through 10th of this year. We'll have more information to come. Next week, hopefully next week. I'm not one that likes to rush things. I like to make sure all things are in place and in order, and that we can make sure that all of our ducks are in a row. So we going up to Lady Libra's part of the world. So I know she's gonna show us a good time. I already talked to Ty. Ty is excited. Ty already says we got to come to his show. He has a show that weekend, so we got to come see him when he does his show at his competition that weekend. So everything's coming together. Everything is coming together. Okay. Um. So yeah. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. So, hey, Butterfly told me about an incident High Street Chase. I ain't even hear nothing about that. I ain't heard nothing about that. So, we're trying not to break the bank for people, and we're trying to give people options. We are not here to break the bank for people. We want to give people options, let people, those who want to break the bank, they can. Those who don't, they don't have to. But we want to make it where everybody can come participate. You do what you can what you do, but know that you'll have options. Uh huh. Uh huh. So, I think that's everything. Yeah. Um, I'll do my programming note later at the end of the show. I do have a programming note. I'll give it at the end of the show. I have two programming notes. Three programming notes. I'll actually let me do all my programming notes now before I forget. Okay. Programming notes that we need to remember. Next week, yes, we will have Run Your Mouth next week. It will probably not Run Your Mouth. Lord, we are going to have Run Your Mouth. We will have Teacher Project 2.0 next week. It will probably be Tuesday. So look for Teacher Project 2.0 next week, Tuesday. Next week, Thursday. Next week, Thursday, will be the return of Red, Blue, and Black. You all have asked for it. You have begged for it. You have sent me emails, DMs, and all kinds of stuff. Red, Blue, and Black with me and Cams will be back next week, Thursday. All new setup, all new segments, all ready to go. And we will have that all ready for you. So Cams and I have already started to plan for that, and we are very excited about that. Um Programming note number 3. Tonight, 9 o'clock. The panel is on we're on my channel. We will be here for the Potomac reunion part 1 and Married to Medicine um episode 18. I mean episode 10. That's on my channel tonight at 9 o'clock. Me, Darren, and Medusa. Darren will be in New York with us. He's already confirmed. Y'all know Darren lives in New Jersey, so he's hyped up and ready to go for New York. Only person from the area that I still have to confirm with is D. So he's the last one I need to confirm with. But Ty is on board. T, Terrence, giving you the real T. He's on board. Darren Green is on board. It's about to be a time being had. A time will be had. Do you hear me? So everything is shaping up. So it's gonna be fun, y'all. It's gonna be so much fun hanging out with Terrence, hanging out with Darren, hanging out with Ty. I'm sure we'll get D to come through. And all of us will be there and stuff. I'm sure really being and everybody will come. We're gonna have a good time. A time will be had by all. Programming note number 4. Hey, Sweet Pea, what's going on? Unfortunately, tomorrow is a travel day. I will not be live tomorrow. Um, my availability for lives for the rest of the week is very limited. I'm not going to say it's zero. I will say it's going to be limited. It's going to be very difficult. I know I won't be live tomorrow because tomorrow is a travel day. And so I'll be traveling tomorrow. So I know I won't be live tomorrow. Thursday, we'll see. Friday, we'll see. Saturday, we'll see. Sunday, we'll see. Everything is tentative and up in the air, depending on what my schedule looks like while I'm out of town. So, yeah, pray my strength in the Lord. Those are all of our channel updates. I think we're ready to get this party started. Hey, Candace F., put the Shondo in the chat. Let me know y'all ready to get this party started. Oh, that's good. All right. So now that we have all of the pleasantries out of the way, we can start off. Let me get the dossier up. That might help Teddy get the dossier up and opened. It just might help your cause. Just saying. It just might. All right. So I see my Shondos. That means we're ready to go. So we're going to start like we do every day in February. We're going to start with our Black History moment. Why? Because
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all. I'm blickety black, blacker than black, black, I'm blacker than black, yo, because I'm black and I'm black. Yo, I'm black and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blickety black.
we black, y'all, all day, every day. We is black all day, every day. Hey, Quake. So, we start off our Black History moment today with, and you know what? The first person we have is a gentleman by the name of Atoy Wilson. Now, let's be clear. Hey, Mamiana. Let's be clear. Hey, Spicy Original. I consider myself an aficionado on all things figure skating, gymnastics. Love me some figure skating. Love me some gymnastics, and try to be a historian. Like last year, we did on our Black Women's History Month. We talked about Maybelle Fairbanks, who I was aware of, who was the first Black female. She was the first Black figure skater in competition, national competitions and international competitions, period. But I'd never learned of this gentleman. His name is Atoy Wilson. Hey, Yolanda Morgan. His name is Atoy Wilson. And Atoy Wilson is the first Black male figure skater to compete on a national level. He is, believe it or not, still alive. Now, not a lot is known about him. I did go do my homework. He is still alive. He actually has a Facebook. He actually has a Facebook, not Facebook, an Instagram account that's still active, and he still posts on there. So hold on. Give me just 1 second. Something just happened with my computer. Hold on. Hold your line. No, what just happened with my computer? Okay. So, Atoy Wilson, like I said, not a lot is known about him. So much so there is altering speculations on when he was born. Some places say 1951, some places say 1952. But at he began skating at a very young age, at the age of 8 years old. Um, and his parents took him to go see um, the ice show called Ice Follies, and it made him want to skate, and he started figure skating then. Very little is as I was doing my homework and research, very little is known about his early life. For example, where he went to school, if he went to college and so forth. Very little information. And I was digging today because I got very excited. Matter of fact, I reached out to him with a DM in on Instagram, and he hadn't gotten back to me. He may be busy, I don't know. But I'm trying to gather more information. If I can actually interview him, I'd love to interview him. If I can. So I did reach out to him. Um, However, in 1965, he became the first African American skater to compete at the U.S. Figure Skating Championships. Um, he placed second in the novice division. He and his mother were unable to stay at the official competition hotel because of segregation, which only allowed for white guests and patrons. At the 1966 U.S. National Figure Skating Championships, he won the novice title despite falling on his first jump in his free skate, and became the first black skater to win a national title in figure skating. After he moved up to the junior level, and then qualified for the senior level um, in 1969, he chose to pursue a degree at Loyola Marymount University and finished his competitive career rather than attempt to qualify for the 1972 Winter Olympics team. Back then, in order to compete in the Olympics, you could not compete as a professional. You had to compete as an amateur, and he wanted to be able to make money, and because he needed money, and so he wanted to be able to make money. So he did not. He continued with skating on a competitive and professional level, as opposed to just being an amateur, which would have qualified him for the Olympics in 1972. He toured professionally with the same Ice Follies skating review that made him fall in love with skating. He toured with them, and he toured with Holiday on Ice from 1971 until 1988. Um, He was, though, coached by famed Maybelle Fairbanks, and we did a whole thing on her back just last year, and her being a pioneer in black figure skating. Um, and he was coached by her and former U.S. figure skating champion Peter Betts, who was a white figure skater. So he has been doing coaching for young people who wanted to learn skating. He's worked as a skating coach, and as an assistant director of ice skating schools for the Hyatt Regency hotels in Dubai. He was also just last year inducted into the United States Figure Skating Hall of Fame. Yes, just last year he was inducted into the United States Figure Skating Hall of Fame, uh, um, attributed as the first Black or African American to win a national title in figure skating. And that's the story, the little known story of a toy Wilson, a toy Wilson. Um, I would love to see how he feels about skating now as well. Hey, Lock Queen. Hey, Mama Bees. So that's a toy Wilson. Our first moment in uh, uh, Black history. Our next moment in Black history is from the Stono Rebellion. This is the story of the Stono Rebellion. And both of these moments in Black history today, I too was unaware of. I was unaware of both of these stories in Black history. So I was very glad to learn of both of these. This happened in 1739. On Sunday, September 9th, 1739, the British colony of South Carolina was shaken by a slave uprising uh, that culminated with the death of 60 people, led by an Angolan named Jemmy, Jemmy. A band of 20 slaves organized a rebellion on the banks of the Stono River. After breaking into Hutchinson's store, um, Hutchinson's store, the band, now armed with guns, called for their liberty. Mhm. They broke into the store and said, and got some guns and said, "Yeah, we need our freedom." As they marched, overseers were killed and reluctant slaves were forced to join the company. The band of slaves reached the Edisto River, where white colonists descended upon them, killing most of the rebels. The survivors were sold off to the West Indies. The immediate factors that sparked the uprising remain in doubt. A malaria epidemic in Charleston, South Carolina, which caused general confusion throughout Carolina, may have influenced the timing of the rebellion. The re, uh, the recent passage, which happened in August 1739, excuse me, of the Security Act by the South Carolina Colonial Assembly may have also played a role. The act required all white men to carry firearms to church on Sundays. Thus, the enslaved leaders of the rebellion knew their best chance for success would be during the time of the church services when armed white males were away from the plantations. After the Stono Rebellion, South Carolina authorities moved to reproduce provocations for rebellions. Masters, for example, were penalized for imposing excessive work or brutal punishment of slaves, and a school was started so that slaves could learn Christian doctrine. In a colony that already had more blacks than whites, the assembly also imposed a prohibitive duty on the importation of new slaves from Africa and the West Indies. Authorities also tightened control over the enslaved. The assembly enacted a new law requiring a ratio of one white for every 10 blacks on a plantation and passed the Negro Act of 1740, which prohibited enslaved people from growing their own food, assembling in groups, earning money, earning money, um, and earning money that they rather than their owners could retain, or learning how to read. And that is the story of the Stono Rebellion. Um, yeah. Um, Now the interesting part about the Stono Rebellion is it points to the seldom spoken to migration by blacks in the South to Florida. You hear a lot about the Underground Railroad that took blacks to the north, to Canada and other places further north. Very little is talked about the migration down to Florida and how instrumental the Seminole Indians were for blacks that were fleeing slavery, because the Seminole Indians were darker skinned Indians, and they often allowed slaves that were fleeing slavery. They often allowed them to assimilate into their tribes, and they would protect them. The Seminole Indians were a very formidable force, fought off the American armies. Many go learn of the Battle of Dade and several battles that they had with the um, other Native American tribes um, in Florida, and how For a long time, the United States did not fuck off in Florida because not just the Seminole Indian tribe, but a lot of the other tribes in Florida were not about their life. They just fuck off. They were, and the Spaniards also were trying to do everything they could to keep Florida as well in their possession. So I'm glad to talk about this story because it does point to what we so few times hear about, which is the migration of blacks to toward the south as opposed to the north. Hey, C Golden. Hey, China White. Hey, grown woman, don't try me. Hey, Jocelyn. Um, yeah, blacks often freeing slavery often mixed in with the Seminole Indian tribes. Matter of fact, um, I often give the story about how Miami was started by two groups: the Seminole Indians to the west, um, part of Miami, and then you had the Bahamians that escaped slavery on boats from the five plantations in Bahamas. They were on the east side of Miami, and they came together, and that's how Miami was formed. Which got us to Rosewood Massacre by Porch. It's a whole lot. Rosewood is one of the talked about more, but if you go back to the Ocoee massacre was actually a bigger uh, um, uh, uh, uprising and massacre than even Rosewood was, and it's not far from. They're not far from each other in the Central Florida area. Hmm. There's also a very big killing of black people in the Madison County area, where in Madison, Florida, which is in Madison County. All right, so those are our Black History moments of the day. Let's go to our uh, um, to our updates on the 2026 primary season. Now, I told you all as we have entered primary season that I would do all I could to keep you all updated, to keep you all up to speed on this. So I found this resource given out by the Texas Tribune that helps out with a lot of key information for the primary coming up uh, um, in just 2 weeks. 2 weeks from today, you vote in Texas. Again, 2 weeks from today is election day, primary election day in Texas. Now, this is a really comprehensive and exhaustive when it takes you through all of the races here. I'm going to go through and show you a lot of them, but I liked this resource, and let me put this link in the chat for you. Put this link in the chat for you so that it can be there. Hey Harold. Hey. Hey. Yes, early voting did start today. Quake. Thank you for that. Early voting started today. Um Listen, you know I'm of Bahamian descent, so I might do a thing where I tell the story of how Miami Dade started and what Julia Tuttle and Henry Flagler did to the blacks, specifically the Bahamians, when they took Miami from them. That's a whole story. Um, all right, so let's go back up. So I like this link because it does give you a lot of great information. It starts off with the Senate race, where it shows you who's running. It gives you the side by side of who's running on the Democratic side and the Republican side, so you can look at all of them and do your research. Do I always say you always have a good resource where you can always highlight something, right click it and click search Google for so and so, and you can get great information on that individual. But this gives you a lot of information. Ironically enough, which may be a good thing, Ken Paxton, yes, that Ken Paxton, the same Ken Paxton that has all of these charges of doing stuff with underage girls and all of these indictments and stuff like that, that very same Ken Paxton is leading John Cornyn in the Senate race, which I think that's a better recipe for Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine Crockett has a better chance of beating Ken Paxton than she does of beating John Cornyn in Texas, in my estimation. But we'll see how that primary shakes out. But this shows you the who's running in the Senate race. It then goes down to governor. It shows you all of those candidates for the governor's race, so you can see who's running. We did a profile on that as well. The front runner, I told you right now, is Hina Hosa, but I don't. She's not a strong enough candidate to me to unseat Governor Hot Wheels. So, but those are all of the candidates right now in the primaries. Right now, I feel like, and I'm gonna tell you why I think it's easier. I think John Cornyn toes the line enough toward the center where he'd get more independent votes than Ken Paxton. Ken Paxton is just not going to get as many independent votes or middle of the road votes as a John Cornyn would. Ken Paxton is way off there on the right flank. He's way out there, way, way, way right wing, and he's better aligned. John Cornyn, I should say. No, Ken Paxton. Ken Paxton is aligned with that far right MAGA wing, which the voters do not like, whereas John Cornyn tries to hang more toward the middle. Paxton has not made a lot of friends. So that's why I'm saying Jasmine has a much better chance of beating Ken Paxton and can call him to the carpet on his history in Texas and his voting history, which aligns with, especially within the Hispanic community and even a lot of the white centrists. They much Ken Paxton has pissed them off, whereas John Cornyn hasn't so much, and so he could siphon off a lot more of those centrist votes that Ken Paxton just won't. So that's why I think she has a much better shot at beating John Cornyn than she does at beating. She has a much better shot at beating Ken Paxton, excuse me, than she would at beating John Cornyn. It then goes through all of the race. It has the attorney general race here, and you can see who's running for attorney general. I have not looked at this specific race, and I'll probably look at this on my next profile, because attorney general races are arguably in some cases as important, if not in some cases more important than the gubernatorial races. So I do want to do this attorney general race, especially for the 3 elections coming up on March 3rd, that being Arkansas, North Carolina, and Texas. We know those primaries are coming up on March 3rd. So I absolutely just look for me to do that. I know the front runner on the Republican side is Chip Roy. I'm not quite sure because I haven't looked into it yet on the Democratic side. Who's the front runner? I know you Quake may know, or some others who are in Texas may know. So I really have to do my research on that and come to you with a good candidate profile on that. Here are the candidates for the lieutenant governor position. Who's running there? The comptroller position. You can see who's running in those positions. Land commissioner, and it goes down through all of the positions that have primaries right now, and then it starts to go through all of the House districts, the U.S. House districts. This is very important. This looks like a majority. That District 1, if that's your district, looks like a majority Democratic district. You can see district, and it goes through each one of the House districts, so you can see who is running in all of these House districts. Actually, there's a Republican incumbent, but there's a lot of Dems running in that, which may bode well there. So you can actually go through and scan through and see who's running. Certainly, we know one of our sources of truth is Ballotpedia, but I like how this has it all listed right there, and you could just scroll through, and see who's running in all of these particular races, and then you can go to Ballotpedia and look at your respective ballot and get that information. So, I wanted to share this with you, have you look at it. The link is in the chat, but give you a chance to go through this and really see what is what in those races. There's your boy Henry Cuellar. He ain't shit. Um, yeah, wanted to definitely bring this to you. So utilize this. I believe it also, and I was scrolling real fast. It even goes to the Texas Supreme Court races. Um, I thought it had I mean, it's very like I said, exhaustive. The Board of Education races, I mean, it's very exhaustive. I believe it has the state, yes, the state legislature as well. So you can look at the state Senate races as well as the state House races, and knowing where your respective districts are. So, like I said, go through it. It's very exhaustive and comprehensive, and it really is a good source. I am going to profile. I'll try to do all of them at one time. My next time I'm live, hopefully I remember to do a profile of those attorney general races in Texas, Arkansas, and in uh, 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 North Carolina. So that is our uh, um, updates on the primary season. Our early voting has begun in the great state of Texas. So please stay informed. Please, please, please do your homework and your research so that you can make an informed decision when you are voting. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, non binary gender conforming members of our audience, I bring to you the late, great Larry Myers to help us usher in our Sugar Spike segment.
Oh, God. You see, this is the part that I like.
Major sugar spike.
So love the world. I want to fight. That he gave, his only begotten son.
Major sugar spike.
And shall ever believe
Major sugar spike.
they shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Jesus. Thank you, Larry. We start off our Sugar Spike segment with the notification of the death of Jesse Jackson. Jesse Jackson, like him or not, is a pioneer in an activist in the civil rights movement. He is. He is polarizing for some in the Black community. He is. He absolutely is polarizing. Um, there's a lot of conspiracy theories surrounding Jesse Jackson and what role he may have played in the assassination of Dr. King, and that's something that a lot of people hold to this day against Jesse Jackson. Certainly, you cannot diminish what he did and his accomplishments in his run for in his run for president in both the 84 and the 88 elections, where he ran for president in both of those races. One can argue that if not for a Jesse Jackson, you don't have a Barack Obama. That's an argument that can be made. Hey, Terry. Hey, Tawana. Um, but I don't, yeah, there are conspiracy theorists, Ravine, that say that he may have been an informant for the FBI and the CIA. They are that it's very well known that there was inside information, meaning somebody in the inner circle of Dr. King was giving information to the FBI, the CIA. While there's speculation. There's another gentleman who people say, I can't remember his name right now. There's another gentleman. It'll come to me. Watch when I get off this live. But there's another gentleman who some people say was the informant. It was another young man. He and Jesse Jackson were also young and in their 20s as well. Young. Uh, uh, um. Hey, Antonia. So there's speculation about him. There's speculation about whether or not it was Jesse Jackson. No, Harold, there are receipts, Harold. This isn't some pie in the sky conspiracy. There are actual real receipts that people have to back this up. And if you really learn the story of Jesse Jackson, there's a large faction of the black community to this day that has real smoke for Jesse Jackson because they believe that he was the informant informing the FBI and the CIA about Dr. King and his whereabouts and whatnot. No, it's not Reverend Abernathy. It's not. It's another guy. It's a lesser known guy. I can't remember the name. Now we know that there was a guy that was in Memphis at the time that was helping coordinate some things for Dr. King. That did not. That's been verified. There was a guy. I can't remember. If you go watch the Dr. King documentary, it comes out too. But Dr. King's death, it comes out too. But there was another guy that worked in that lived in Memphis, worked in Memphis, and was helping Dr. King, Reverend Abernathy, Andy Young, and Jesse Jackson with some coordination of things, and he absolutely was somebody who informed the FBI and the whereabouts of Dr. King's and so forth. But there's a lot of fodder and information that you can go and find about people really attributing Jesse Jackson to possibly not, being an informant within the inner circle that may have led to the demise of MLK. Hey, D Johnson. So it is I'm not making this up. This is not something that is absolutely a real thing. Some people say that it points to why he was so gung ho about the King holiday because he felt guilty about that. There are a lot of people who have issue with Jesse Jackson about Barack Obama's run as president. If you recall, Jesse Jackson was not a Barack Obama fan at first. Matter of fact, he spoke ill of Obama during that election cycle, if you recall. And it wasn't until very late in the election cycle that he finally came around to say, endorsing Barack Obama. And then you have the well noted videos and images of him weeping and crying at the inaugural at Barack's inauguration speech and so forth. Yeah, but if you recall, he did not want Barack and Obama at all. I mean, and I'm not trying to diminish um Jesse Jackson because I don't want to take anything from him. One of the great things about Jesse Jackson, if you go look at Jesse Jackson's 1988 platform, people who call themselves progressives or staunch leftists the Bernie Sanderses of the world and the AOCs of the world and things like that, a lot of their platforms and stances come directly from the platform that Jesse Jackson had during his 1988 election. Um, a lot of black people had issue or took issue with the closeness of Jesse Jackson with President Trump, even back in the day when Donald Trump vilified and accused those five exonerated young men um, in New York for the killing of that white lady, and they were innocent. And a lot of people vilified Jesse Jackson for continuing to work with Donald Trump after that, even in knowing that Donald Trump was the reason why black people did not refuse to, sell property or rent property out to black people. He called for the death and murder of these black boys who were innocent and so forth. Hey, Sharice. And I'm not someone who tries not to look at the totality of a person. Everybody has a story. Everybody has an arc and a story, good, bad, and in between. Um, so I in my opinion, I do think there's more good that I can celebrate about Jesse Jackson than there is bad about Jesse Jackson. Um, Time will tell. The history books will write those stories. Um, um, Now your president who just decided that he would take this moment to make it all about him. He wrote a post today about Jesse Jackson, and here's what he said on Truth Social, quote, "The Reverend Jesse Jackson is dead at 84. I knew him well long before becoming president. He was a good man with lots of personality, grit, and street smarts. He was a very gregarious, someone who he was very gregarious, someone who truly loved people. Despite the fact that I am falsely and consistently called a racist by the scoundrels and lunatics on the radical left, Democrats all, it was always my pleasure to help Jesse along the way. I provided office space for him and the Rainbow Coalition for years in the Trump building at 40 Wall Street, responded to his request for help in getting criminal justice reform passed and signed when no other president would even try. Single-handedly pushed and passed long-term funding for historically black colleges and universities, which Jesse loved, but also which other presidents would not do. Responded to Jesse's support for opportunity zones, the single most successful economic development package yet approved for black business, men and women, and much more. Jesse was a force of nature like few others before him. He had much to do with the election. Without acknowledgement or credit of Barack Hussein Obama, a man who Jesse could not stand. He loved his family greatly, and to them I send my deepest sympathies and condolences. Jesse will be missed. President Donald J. Trump. End of quote. He did. Um, Listen, Jesse Jackson, like him or love him, he had his good, he had his bad. We cannot diminish the things that he has done for the black community, but I also don't want to um, go blind and act as if there weren't other things that Jesse was involved with. Jesse will be missed. Uh, um, um, Jesse will be missed. So kudos to him and the life and legacy that he has. Certainly, our prayers and condolences are with his family and loved ones at this time. We know that they are in our thoughts and prayers. But Jesse Jackson, dead at the age of 84. Let's get to this. I'm gonna try not to spike out y'all. Y'all bear with me on this one, okay? And I'm not gonna go the route that you think I'm gonna go with this. But I see this for what the fuck it is. Okay? Y'all, let's walk this road. Let's walk down this road, oh, can we? Shall we? CBS is denying an accusation from Stephen Colbert, the network's top comic and the host of The Late Show. They're denying the accusation that um, they prevented him from airing an interview with Texas Democratic Senate candidate James Tallarico. Colbert, during his Monday show, told viewers that attorneys for CBS told him, quote, in no uncertain terms, end of quote, that, quote, we could not have him on the broadcast, end of quote, referring to James Tallarico, a member of the Texas House and candidate for U.S. Senate in Texas out of the great state of Texas. Um, Stephen Colbert also said, quote, not only could I not have him on, I could not mention me not having him on. And because my network clearly does not want us to talk about this, let's talk about this. End of quote. Now, CBS then put out a statement saying, quote, the Late Show was not prohibited from, quote, the Late Show was not prohibited by CBS from broadcasting the interview with Representative James Tallarico. The show was provided legal guidance that the broadcast could trigger FCC equal time rule for two other candidates, including Representative Jasmine Crockett, and presented options for how the equal time for candidates could be fulfilled. End of quote. I believe no parts of CBS. Those bitches are known to lie because those bitches are now under the control of whacked out lesbian log cabin log cabin member Barry Weiss. Now, let's be the fuck clear. This ain't got a damn thing to do with James Tallarico. I ain't gonna even hold you. Let's call it what it is. We're not stupid. We're not dumb. Did the White House or the members of this administration down in 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue call Barry Weiss and CBS and say that bitch James Tallarico can't go on? They absolutely did, but it didn't have a fuck thing with James Tallarico. What they knew would happen is the same thing that happened the last time they tried to censor somebody. When they tried to censor Jimmy Kimmel, they knew the public went fucking crazy, right? All of this news on Jimmy Kimmel, they already knew they got a lot of buzz when they got CBS to fire Stephen Colbert. So what does the White House have to do with this? Let me help you. If the White House, see, some people in the White House do think, okay, if the White House chooses to have CBS censor Stephen Colbert and tell him don't put James Tallarico up, what does that do? Now there's more spotlight on who? James Tallarico. Because the Republicans and this administration, they want a James Tallarico. Because if Ken Paxton, who it looks like is going to get that nomination, Ken Paxton, I believe, can beat James Tallarico. I'm just going to be honest with you. But Ken Paxton will have a much harder time beating Jasmine Crockett. So, and they don't want any parts of Jasmine Crockett. Anything they can do to give the shaft to Jasmine Crockett, they will. So, if that means that they have to pull this ploy of having CBS censor Stephen Colbert's interview with James Tallarico, that gives more of a spotlight on James Tallarico. Now people are up in arms. Now people are like, oh, you can't do that to him. That's not fair. Yay, James Tallarico. And now what do? Now you give him all of the spotlight. Now you give him all of the shine while simultaneously diminishing Jasmine Crockett conveniently 2 weeks before the goddamn primary. You bitches are not slick. I see you bitches for all you are worth. I see you bitches for what you're doing. We're not stupid. This absolutely has nothing to do with James Tallarico. Everything to do with Jasmine Crockett. If y'all don't see it, I don't know how to make y'all see it. I'm just telling you. I ain't gonna hold. Am I the only one who sees this? Am I the only one who sees what's going on here? Is it just me? Am I looking too hard into this? But I'm telling y'all, this is the ploy. This is what they're trying to do. Just a mess. Just a damn mess. Think about it. Think about it. They don't care about James Tallarico, but they care about the fact that if they can get the spotlight and the eyes on James Tallarico, make him more sympathetic, make people before this primary go gravitate toward him because he was wronged. This I hate to go down this road, but we're here now. Look at what they're doing to this white man. They're doing it again. They're censoring him. He's so sympathetic. And now you can shift the tide just before the primaries. Oh, it's very authoritarian. Let's be clear. It's very authoritarian. I'm just telling you what this is. I see things from afar off. I don't know. Call me a conspiracy theorist, but I see these people for who they are. In other sugar spiky news, these bitches are dumb as fuck news. So your president went on a whole Truth Social tirade about the sewage spill in the Potomac, right? Right. Went on a whole tirade about the sewage spill. Part of his tirade, he said, quote, "There is a massive ecological disaster unfolding in the Potomac River as a result of the gross mismanagement of local Democratic leaders, particularly Governor Wes Moore of Maryland. A sewer line breach in Maryland has caused millions of gallons of raw sewage to be dumped directly into the Potomac River," end of quote. Oh, he wasn't done there, your president. He went on to say, quote, "This is the same governor who cannot rebuild a bridge. It is clear local authorities cannot adequately handle this calamity. While state and local authorities have failed to request needed emergency help, I cannot allow incompetent local leadership to turn the river in the heart of Washington into I lost my place. Where did it go? Um, into a disaster zone, end of quote." And he went on this whole long tirade because these bitches are stupid as fuck. These bitches are dumb as fuck. So then the um member of Governor Wes Moore's cabinet, who's directly responsible for, public works and things like that, physical plant, public works, sewage, drainage, all of these things, right? He had to come right out and say, and this is via Amar Musa, who's one of the spokespersons for Governor Moore, said, quote, the president has his facts wrong again. Since the last century, the federal government has been responsible for the Potomac Interceptor, which is the origin of the sewage leak. End of quote. Quote. hmm He went on to talk about how they've been telling the Trump administration for more than a month now, hey, y'all need to come over here and do something about this. This is y'all responsibility. And they haven't done anything. Nothing. They went on to say in their statement, quote, notably, the president's own EPA explicitly refused to participate in the major legislative hearing about the cleanup last Friday. Apparently, the Trump administration hadn't gotten the memo that they're actually supposed to be in charge here. Where the president has failed to act, Maryland has played its part to protect residents, protect drinking water, and ensure accountability. End of quote. Basically, what the fuck are y'all talking about? You stupid ass dick fucks. Y'all are in charge of this shit. It's your fault why this is happening. We've been telling you stupid bitches for weeks now. But here we are. Hey, Yana. So, Yana, I hope you're getting better. You need to get some rest, ma'am. Is it you or is it our nieces and nephews that's sick? You need to go lay in bed, Yana. You know that man is dumb as a box of rocks. Um, Listen. These people are stupid. But they love to play the blame game, do. We're not going to let them get away with it around these parts. In more sugar spiky news, that would be who we formerly mentioned, Attorney General for the great state of Texas, Ken Paxton. Now, he announced yesterday that he is investigating 3 school districts after students in those school districts participated in the nationwide walkouts against ICE. Ken Paxton's office said the Dallas Independent School District, Manor Independent School District outside of Austin, and the Northeast Independent School District in San Antonio did not keep students safe and even facilitated the protests. He said, quote, I would not allow Texas schools to become breeding grounds for the radical left's open borders agenda. Let this serve as a warning to any public school official or employee who unlawfully facilitates student participation in protests targeting our heroic law enforcement officers. My office will use every legal tool available to hold you accountable. End of quote. He also announced that he would be that teachers would be punished severely and have their teaching licenses revoked if it was found out that they encouraged ICE walkouts. The Northeast Independent School District said in a statement, quote, we are aware of the Attorney General's investigation, which is focused on Churchill High School. We are fully cooperating and gathering documentation to provide to the AG's office. In fact, in the spirit of transparency, we are providing additional documentation for other schools as well. NEISD gave guidance to staff before the TEA issued its guidance, and it was substantially similar. Staff was informed to follow our policies, which dictate that their role is to supervise students, maintain a safe learning environment, and remain professional professionally neutral. Staff was reminded to not encourage, endorse, discourage, or attempt to persuade students about participating in a walkout or protest. End of quote. Manor Independent School District released a statement saying, quote, Manor ISD is aware of the Attorney General's announcement regarding an investigation related to student walkouts that occurred on our campuses and is confident that review will show that staff followed district procedures and Texas Education Agency guidance, including maintaining neutrality, ensuring attendance guidelines were followed, and keeping student safety as the top priority during the days the walkouts occurred. End of quote. Here's what this is about. There's no evidence at this time that any of these school districts encouraged students to walk out, facilitated walkouts, or anything of that nature. Students observed their right to their First Amendment rights and walked out on their own. What did you expect them to do? Lock them into the classrooms? That's illegal. Did you expect teachers to put obstructions over the door, barring them from exit? Did you expect them to do like Joe Clark and put chains on the door? Code 10, code 10, get the chains off the door. The enemy is here. That's what you expect in a Joe Clark moment where they chain the doors. And because these students had news outlets and all out there and made a whole protest out of it, which they have the right to do. I'm here for it. I'm here for all parts of it. But Ken Paxton didn't like the optics. So now he's blaming the school districts and the teachers as if they're the problems because he needs somebody to blame. Here we are. This is an unwell man. This is you talking about the people that are way far right. That's Ken Paxton. He's way out there on the right. If he wins the nomination, that Senate seat could possibly flip. I'm just saying. And Demetria said, fuck you and fuck your life. And that came from Demetria. You better go get some rest. You better go lay down and get some rest. In other sugar spiky news, speaking of human excrement, then you have sitting Congressman Representative Randy Fine of the great state of Florida. You see what he posts. That's his post from this past Sunday, where he said, and I quote, if they force us to choose, the choice between dogs and Muslims is not a difficult one. These people are walking human excrement. Now, as you can probably imagine, the Dems want to censure him. They're wanting. I ain't seen nothing come across the floor of Congress yet. Y'all were quick to censure Rashida Tlaib. Y'all were quick to censure Al Gore. Members of the Democratic fucking Party jumped on the censure Al Gore, not Al Gore, Al Green bandwagon. Remember that shit? Members of the Democratic Party were quick to censure Rashida Tlaib. And these people ain't do nothing wrong. But now they have social media posts, but nothing on the floor of Congress. Any sitting member of Congress can force a snap vote on a censure resolution. It don't take nothing. Whether or not Mike Johnson wants it or not, any member of Congress can, at will, force a snap vote on a censure resolution. But you bitches are all over social media talking about, oh, this is horrible. Of course, Hakeem Jeffries, he came out and said, Republican leaders must hold this so-called member of Congress accountable. Political violence, xenophobia, and hate crimes against the Muslim community are on the rise. House Democrats will not let the racist and bigoted behavior of Randy Fine go unchecked. Accountability is coming to all these sick extremists when the gavels change hands in November, if not sooner. End of quote. We don't expect none of that shit, Hakeem Jeffries. You ain't gonna do a fuck thing, you raggedy bitch. Put your fucking money where your mouth is. Now, is this a horribly disgusting statement? Absolutely. But why are you not doing anything about it? Why aren't y'all on the floor of fucking Congress with a censure resolution as we speak? But y'all just like to let fat fucks like him live while you make write strongly worded letters and make posts on social media. This man has been saying horrible things. This man was quoted last year saying that the Palestinians should starve to death. He did. He ain't new to this. And he knows you bitches ain't gonna do shit. I'm just saying. I cannot. Well, a little bit of good news in the Sugar Spike segment. We love a little bit of good news. God be with us. God of mercy. God of love. Right. Don't forget they'll be sitting in silent defiance. Lord. Hey, Virginia Sagittarius, VA Sagittarius. What's going on? So, in some good news, we like a little bit of good news. This bitch is going good. Terry McLaughlin, the Department of Homeland Security's top spokesperson and one of the most visible defenders of Donald Trump's administration's deportation raids, is leaving the agency in the coming weeks. The Department of Homeland Security has confirmed. Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch. Good riddance, hoe. Go die slowly, you raggedy ass bitch. Again, let me read that again for the people in the back who ain't hear it again. Because do y'all know how many times I have read some horrible shit that this bitch done said? Fucking Trisha McLaughlin. Let me read that again. The Department of Homeland, Trisha McLaughlin, the Department of Homeland Security's top spokesperson and one of the most visible defenders of the Trump administration's deportation raids, is leaving the agency in the coming weeks, the Department of Homeland Security has confirmed. Bye, bitch. Bye, hoe. She gone yet? Cause we waiting. Is the bitch gone yet? I'm just. She ain't gone yet. Get her out. Get her ass out. Get her ass out, girl. You just miss her, Terrence. But here she come again. We been ready for this bitch to be gone. Listen, God answers prayers. EBB Ashadama. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. We been waiting for this bitch to go. Have girl. Bye ho. I don't even care why she leaving. Good. Bye. In our last sugar spiky story of the day. So that beautiful black queen you see on the left, that is Linda Davis. She was murdered yesterday when with a man fleeing immigration agents in Savannah, Georgia, crashed a car into her vehicle. Oscar Vasquez Lopez, who the Department of Homeland Security claims entered the U.S. illegally, was arrested on charges including first-degree homicide. Now, he didn't have a first-degree homicide. He didn't have an arrest history. He didn't have any history before Department of Homeland Security tried tried to arrest him. The man was just going to work and going to minding his business. And they came after him and he tried to flee and crashed into the car belonging to this lady. Let's be clear. Now they're gonna rain down all of the blame and animus on Mr. Vasquez Lopez. When let's point the finger where it belongs. Strictly on ice. This is all on ice because you people are doing all of this, reckless ass shit that is costing the lives of people. They're saying that the man committed first degree homicide by vehicle. Like, yeah, because he knew this woman and made the decision that he was going to take this woman's life, right? This whole situation is a shit show. A whole shit show. I told y'all there would be more lives that would be lost. I told y'all that. I'm just saying. No, they ain't getting charged with shit. Exactly, Seago. We're first degree. They're not going to put the blame where it belongs. This is the fuck shit. But yeah, this is in Savannah. They chased him through a school zone. Now, this is on ice, has nothing to do with local law enforcement. Had a high speed chase with this man through a fucking school zone. And this woman lost her life. Of course, that skank bitch We just talked about Trisha McLaughlin. She, of course, had something to say. She said, quote, fleeing from and resisting federal law enforcement is not only a crime, but extraordinarily dangerous and puts oneself, our officers, and innocent civilians at risk. Now, an innocent bystander has lost their life. End of quote. If you bitches did your job appropriately or were not there to begin with, we wouldn't have these problems. Y'all want no coordination with local law enforcement. You bitches are trying to go in there like y'all are another arm of the fucking military. A fucking mess. Let me move on. I feel myself spiking out. But we will say her name. Linda Davis is the name of this woman who tragically lost her life. Linda Davis, she was a teacher at Herman W. Hess K-8 school. May she rest in peace. We certainly have our thoughts, prayers, and condolences with her family, friends, and loved ones. It's time for our video breakdowns. Here's our first video breakdown.
We attempted to make giant donuts using only construction tools. First, we dumped a hard hat full of eggs into the cement mixer. Then we added 5 Hour Energy's Confetti Craze Shot for a rich, buttery vanilla flavor. It's perfect for cake donuts. Next, we added sugar and melted butter. We combined the butter with buttermilk before dumping it in the mixer. Finally, several shovelfuls of flour. We ended up with a huge dough ball that we needed to flatten. So we decided to use our 14,000-pound asphalt roller. Here's where things got interesting. I needed a way to cut the donuts, so I decided to use traffic cones. This actually worked really good. So how do you fry a giant donut? We filled the bucket of our excavator with oil and then heated it up with a propane torch. These donuts were so big we could only fry 2 at a time, but they turned out just right. There's no such thing as too much icing, so we used a paint roller. Finally, I blew confetti all over the donuts with my leaf blower. These tasted absolutely amazing. Let us know. What should we cook next?
Who the fuck is eating this? Who's eating this? Which one? I cannot. Who's eating this? Who the fuck is eating this? Like I needed a tetanus shot just to look at that video. Who's eating this? Oh no. Oh no, Tara, they don't care about none of that. Tara, don't think that ICE learns any of that or cares about any of that. Don't think that they do. But they just bought brand new trucks for them though. That got tricked out. Yeah, just you know that. But they don't take no training though. None at all. Terrence say he's gonna eat one. Terrence say pass him one. Terrence, you can eat it all. I don't want it. I ain't never seen a construction equipment. Did you look at the little thing that they put the oil in, all of that rust and shit in there? They threw the little dough on the ground and shit. Talk about we using the goddamn flattener. You do realize that the flattener probably had to roll over dirt and shit before it. I cannot. I cannot. I cannot. Baby, I don't know how I find these videos. Don't ask me. Here's our next video breakdown.
Hi, can I speak to your supervisor?
Oh, yeah, for sure. But I'm not actually the one in charge.
I needed to speak to someone more superior.
Okay. Let me have your hands. All right. Want to bow your head? Lord, this customer wants to speak to someone more superior, and there's no one more superior than you here. So you let me know, do I send her, or will you come for her? Illuminate her, or eliminate her?
No.
Yeah, I first made Big Mike come to Wanda Seafood Restaurant. We have the world's best shrimp.
I live for the worker in the background who threw her hands up. Now that's the owner of the restaurant, owner. And he said, "Oh, I'm in charge. I want somebody superior to you." Okay. Ow. Ciao. Now, where's Big Mike's at, Yana? Is it near me? Can I go to a Big Mike's? Because I need to go shake his hand. I need to go shake his hand. I'm sure up did look good. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying. Now, Terrence say, when you on the job site or flight line, you eat what's available. God made dirt, and dirt don't hurt. God made dirt, but that rust that was on that thing where they put the oil in, that's a whole different story from the dirt. Child. Yeah. Didn't the rag go flying? I was here for it. Here's our last here's our last video breakdown of the day.
Who do you think the kids like more?
Like individually?
Like between me and you?
Probably you.
You think Nash looks like me?
No.
He looks like...
He does, but he doesn't.
Nash, I think you look like Daddy. Do you feel like you look like Daddy or Mommy? Me? I think y'all look like Daddy.
A mess. Them poke it. Ma'am, I don't know what you looking crazy for. You decided to procreate with his alien looking ass. You decided to procreate with this alien. Your husband said the same thing. Ma'am, you decided to procreate with this alien, and now you wondering why your kids look like that. Yeah, they look like their daddy when their daddy is a whole ass alien from another planet. You decided, ma'am, don't be looking crazy now. You let him into your blocks. You let him beat your blocks in, plunge your womb, crack your back, and now you wondering why your children look like aliens. Alien DNA. I'm just saying. Now, you could go meet with our medical expert. Hey, Janae with the Y, and she could give you a whole breakdown on the frequency of alleles and things like that. I'm just saying. We won't be doing no simple Punnett squares. You need a little more than simple Punnett squares to figure that out, ma'am. Yeah, we got to go to the whole frequency of the alleles and all of that stuff. Yeah, blend in with the avatars. Baby, they got them eyes on the side of their head like Brandy. You know Brandy got them eyes far apart too. You can stick a whole nother 2 eyes in between their eyeballs. I'm just saying. Just saying. I'm sure their peripheral vision is sickening, honey. Baby, listen, that peripheral vision, baby, they can see everything, honey. Everything. I cannot. We got to move on. So as we belly flop out of the sugar spike segment and deeper into the dossier, Anderson Cooper is leaving 60 Minutes. Anderson Cooper said that he will be stepping down as a correspondent for 60 Minutes after 20 years. Now, he still hosts his show on CNN, but he was a regular contributor on 60 Minutes Um, that was basically a partnership between the two networks, CNN and CBS. Well, Barry Weiss is over there transforming it into government run propagandist media, state funded propagandist authoritarian media. And so Anderson said he's stepping down. He said, quote, being a correspondent at 60 Minutes has been one of the highlights of my career. I got to tell amazing stories and work with some of the best producers, editors, and camera crews in the business. For nearly 20 years, I've been able to balance my jobs at CNN and CBS, but I have little kids now, and I want to spend as much time with them as possible while they want to spend time with me. End of quote. In other words, I ain't built for this shit. Expect me to be taking time away from CNN as well. It's kind of like Rachel Maddow only does Mondays on MS Now. These people ain't built for this shit. These people are not built for real journalism. Let's be clear. They wouldn't have made it back in the day when bitches were doing real journalists and breaking real stories. These bitches like to be fed what to say, read the teleprompter, be fed what to say, and not do any real investigative journalism. They're not breaking stories. They just read whatever is told to them and keep it the fuck moving. Bitches ain't shit. And people who ain't shit, and then there's Sha'Carri Richardson. She ain't shit. Well, she took to Instagram in a heartfelt message to her boyfriend, fellow track star Christian Coleman. She wanted to apologize to him. Do I have the post? She said, quote, you have always chose to see me despite what the world wants you to believe. I have made this journey I have not made this journey easier for us, but I plan on spending a long time doing the work to make it right. We have came way too far and we're still going forward. Happy Valentine's Day to my king. And she added him. End of quote. He then said, uh, uh, um, forever and ever, I got you, boo. End of quote. They both have mug shots all over the place. He been arrested, she been arrested. They both ain't shit. She's a raging homophobe. Mind you, she was just a lesbian just a couple years ago when she was dog walking gay men, calling us F bombs and talking about the gay community as if we were the worst thing walking the face of the earth. That's what she was saying. And now she done got with this man, and now she's no. I mean, I get, maybe I don't know what she is, bisexual, pansexual. I don't give a fuck. But you told us you ain't like us, and if you don't like me, I don't like your stinking ass either. So it's fuck you forever. You can go somewhere and rot and die. If you don't like me, you better be damn skippy. I can't stand you either. And that comes from, as you would say, a raging faggot in your estimation. Oh yeah, she's a whole asshole. We did a whole breakdown of her years ago. This was before, not the 2024 Olympics. This is when she was not allowed to participate in the 2020 Olympics, which ended up happening in 2021 because of the pandemic. She had that, and because of the whole marijuana situation, and she wasn't allowed to be in those Olympics. Well, we did a whole expose on her. She had all types of posts and rants and would not back down from them, calling gay men F bombs and all of that stuff. It was just a fucking mess. Ma'am, go to hell. Blueface is finding himself in a bit of trouble. So Madame Tussauds is is making a decision as to whether or not they're going to sue him because he went to Madame Tussauds museum, wax museum, and that's supposed to be Zendaya on the right, and I think uh, um, Kylie Jenner on the left, and they said he made inappropriate moves, and well, here's the video.
Hey, bro. Chill, bro. Oh, my leg, bro. Chill.
This is why we can't have nice things. This is exactly why. Why is he still allowed to, be amongst free people? Why is he not still in jail? Why did y'all let his ass out? Hmm. Well, Madame Tussauds said no, this wasn't just harmless. A spokesperson for the museum made it clear that while they want people to enjoy the exhibits, there is a standard of respect that must be followed. They made a statement saying, quote, we have been made aware of the incident. Madame Tussauds attractions are interactive experiences, and guests are expected to treat the figures with respect. This behavior is not tolerated. We are reviewing the incident and will take appropriate action to uphold our standards. End of quote. Whatever it takes to lock his ass up, go ahead. Now they say they could do anything from permanently giving him a permanent lifetime ban from their facilities all over the world, or they may send him a bill for damages that he made to their wax figures. Um we'll see. Lock his ass up. In other news, so Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather have reportedly set a date of April 25th this year for their high profile exhibition, which is going to be in the DRC, the Democratic Republic of Congo. Uh-huh. They're having it in the same um place where they had the Rumble in the Jungle back in the day with Muhammad Ali and George Foreman. Hmm. Um, anybody going to watch this? I, anybody trying to go? Anybody want to see this? At this point, Mike Tyson, you getting in the ring with anybody is elderly abuse. Okay, it's elderly abuse. Rumble in the food line, baby. I don't know. All I know is this shit is basically elderly abuse at this point. I don't know what y'all want from me. Okay, I don't know what y'all want from me, but I do know that this is elderly abuse. It's elderly abuse. Um, hold on one second. Hold on one second, y'all. Hold on. Hold on one second. All right. So listen, Listen. Nobody's going to go watch this. We don't care. Go with God. Um, in our last story of the day, so that would be who is that? Cat Williams. Cat Williams says he has information due. Uh huh. During a recent interview with Big Boy, he revealed that he has no regrets about exposing people in the entertainment industry. You know, ushering memories back to when he was on Shannon Sharp's you know, podcast. So apparently, see what he said. He said the knockout punches were taken out, just leaving the jabs so that whatever I talked about, I didn't completely blow their spot. Meaning he was saying that, hey, I said a lot of shit that they didn't let y'all hear. He went on to say, quote, Will Smith know the story I have not told. Eddie Murphy know what I haven't said. End of quote. Tell your story. I mean, but I'm not one of these people that be over here preaching singing the praise of hey Brittany today, singing the praise of Cat Williams. Baby, anybody, I mean, if you got stories on people and you can't keep people's stuff, that means people probably got stories on you. He likes to come out here as if, I got stories on everybody and I want to tell everybody stories. What about the stories that people have on you? But he said he got stories on Will Smith and Eddie Murphy. Uh-huh. He say they knock out punches. He ain't even told what he know yet. Sir, go with God. I have nothing for you. Listen, y'all, I told y'all I got to get out of here. I'm way over time. I'm 7 minutes over. I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here real fast, y'all. I'll be back later tonight at 9 p.m. for our Potomac and Married to Medicine panel. But I got to get out of here. As I always say, y'all, I love y'all. I love on y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They are much obliged and much appreciated. I love y'all. Love y'all. Love y'all. Love y'all. I got to get out of here. I'm late for an appointment that I have. I will see y'all later tonight. That's all I got for y'all. Until next time, thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out. I love y'all. I'll see y'all in a bit.